Hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Ryan. We're playing Satisfactory. Listen, last time we played, my brain fucking broke from trying to understand nuclear. I don't really have a lot of hopes that my brain will be any better today. After all, it's the only one I've got. It's a good brain. I'm trying to be nicer to it. And you know, but I'll just say blind playthrough of this game. Ooh, it's tough. So, welcome back to Satisfactory. Oh my god, the soft slurping noise. Is that new? Hold up, enhance. There's got to be a way to enhance this. RIP your eardrums, by the way. Headphone users, turn your shit down. Turn your shit way down. Dang, it's still soft as hell. Oh, I didn't save it. That's why. Ready? Oh yeah, big misophonia warning. Okay, we're turning it back down. That's really satisfying. Is that new? Slurpee. It's a good slurp. Bye, Evo. Okay. So, welcome back. In between stream and last stream and this one, I did build our bus a little bit higher because we need more space. So, I did build things up a little bit. Yeah, now it's time to figure out what exactly we do next with this nuclear situation. Chat, when you slurp when you sip a hot drink, do you make that noise or no? I definitely make that noise. Like, unwittingly. I feel like some people sip silently, though. I feel like they sip silently. Yes, it's part of the fun. I think this researches if we do this. I'm like pretty positive. We should probably just do those two. This one I can't get, right? This is some other shit I don't have, yep. And then these are just a bunch of Mercer spheres. BRB gonna make some hot tea. I may make the noise, I'm not sure. I do it silent in the office. I'm a silent sipper. Infamous and infamous. Oh my god, we have two infamouses in chat, by the way. I just now realized Jeff and Diz are both infamous in their name. And they both sip silently. The Silent Sippers Club. In coffee tasting, you slurp so that the coffee cools and hits all parts of the tongue. It's like the wine, right? You do that in wine too, right? You're supposed to like aerate it. You're supposed to like gurgle it. You're supposed to be like... I could be, I don't know. I'm not actually a particularly, despite my appearances, I'm not a particularly fancy person. And also I don't drink. So I don't actually know this for a fact, but I think you aerate the coffee with gurgling. I think you like Chewbacca that shit. I don't drink wine, but I've never seen anyone do it. Just because you've never seen anybody do it. I've never seen anybody else in my life wipe their ass. I still assume that they do it, you know? I hope that they do it. I pray that they do it. Gargle the boiling coffee? No wine. We're talking wine. I need a little bit of the all-clad aluminum thing. You swirl wine in the glass. Not so much gargle. To azerate, A-Z-E-R-A-T-E, wine in your mouth, means to swirl and move the wine around, sucking in air through your lips to help release the flavors and aromas. The process, which is similar to swirling wine in a glass, allows the volatile compounds to evaporate and become more noticeable, enhancing your tasting experience. Here are the steps. Take a sip, swirl and suck. That's crazy. That's the new Haktua, by the way. Swirl and suck. Consider the taste and then wait for the aftertaste. It is a little bit different than gargling. But I'll tell you what. It's kind of similar to gargling. It's not exactly the same, but I'll tell you what. Gargling is the cousin to azerating, apparently. Is it not? I needed the... Swirl and suck, my favorite way to drink. That's also my favorite way to... Wait, what? Either head down gargling or reverse gargling. It's kind of reverse gargling. Gargling, you're putting your breath up through the liquid. Azerating is apparently taking, like, you know, outside air through the liquid. That's the new Haktua, by the way. I'm pretty proud of that. Swirl and suck. It makes me think of, like, hey, sit on it and twist or whatever. What's the phrase? What's the phrase for when you are, like, sort of telling somebody off?
Turbo rifle ammo unlocked. The pioneer ammo of choice when obstacles are numerous and time is short. Panic and imminent death often negatively affect human accuracy, so this ammo meets the human experience with FICSIT efficiency.
I think every one of these items is... Oh my god, this is the genius of dimensional depots. I think we can actually make those. Because everything is in the machine. Let's check. Sit and spin. That's what it is. Sit and spin. Hey, sit and spin. So, not to get too far into this. We have turbo rifle ammo, by the way, now. Not to get too far into this. But when someone says sit and spin, what exactly does that mean? Never mind. Don't answer that. Never mind. What I'll do over here is I'll Urban Dictionary it because we shouldn't be typing it in Twitch chat. Don't answer it. Don't answer it. I have like a mental image. Everyone describe it in detail. I mean, we need something to do while I craft this ammo. Here's where my confusion lies. So when I hear sit and spin, I personally imagined that what you were doing was you were flipping a person off, telling them to sit on it and spin. Like this is the thing being sitting and spinning on, you know? That's not particularly inaccurate, but the way that Urban Dictionary describes this, by the way, is the term tells a person to take a thumb or another finger or object, stick it up their butthole, and spin on it. What's confusing to me about that is where the thumb part of the equation comes in. I'm trying to picture it in my head. It's kind of like the starting part of Chaperone's Casual. I'm just trying to imagine how we are knee deep in the passenger seat. Like, what are the specific anatomical? Whose thumb? Asshole part I'm all on board with. Whose thumb? Is it their own thumb? Is it your thumb? Like, if I tell someone to sit and spin, am I like obligated to participate? You know? What if I don't want to participate? Can't be their own for very long. ... You said that in a menacing way. I think what you meant was if I were to stick my own thumb up my own asshole and then spin, I'm not going to be able to spin very long. But you said it with a ... that made it seem really menacing. You made it seem like there was like a threat implied. I think you were just talking about the logistics of like, I can't sit on my own thumb and spin very much. Because like if I'm spinning counter to, like without doing too much, without doing too much, I can only spin one direction. Hi Shammy, by the way, welcome to stream. Oh boy, what are we gonna get up to today? I don't know. Only so much wrist mobility? Exactly. Unless you're like, double jointed in some very specific and cursed ways. Like, I don't know that you're going to sit and spin all that. I don't know. We should get rid of this rifle ammo so that I don't have it. And now our rifle goes very fast. Do you guys want to see how fast the turbo ammo goes? Let's go find something to shoot. I feel like spinning with a thumb in your ass is a threat in all contexts. I don't know. Oh, look at the crosshair. It's different. I think you are getting to something there, which is, to me, sit and spin, I've always thought is kind of funny. Because, like, I guess what I'm saying is sit and spin sounds threatening. However, I'm sure some people are looking forward to a good old sit and spin, So then I feel like the context of who's sitting on what and spinning on what matters. But then that's all lost because it's just a short phrase. And frankly, the like real fun of it is its brevity. I'm just trying to find something to kill. There's got to be something around here, right? Not you. That would never let me hear the end of it. Someone's enjoying the spin. Someone is enjoying the spin. Someone's like, oh no, don't tell me to sit and spin. Never heard the phrase before today. I don't think it's a like wildly popular phrase, but oh my god, there's a summer sloop right here. Let's freaking go. If there's a summer sloop, there's usually an enemy. Oh, hello. All right. Turbo rifle, engage. That's not nearly as fast. Oh, because it speeds up. And it has 75 in the clip. Okay, well, in that case, let me just see what happens when you use all 75. How fast is it going by the end? Trying to finish this article for the impending deadline while listening to this sit and spin talk is wild. Don't accidentally mistype anything. Hello. We're going to miss you for a little bit. I think they're dead. Oh my god. Okay, I like the way it heats up. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Gonna be terrible for resources. I need to go build more already, but hey, I'm watching your streams. I'm always watching your streams, so cool, thank you. Hi, Leafer, cool, how's it going? Welcome in. Okay, we got to figure out where we're at in this nuclear situation. It's kind of rough because I don't know what to do about the whole how complex nuclear is. Oh my god, I'm not making these and chucking them into the machine. Shit. I do have to hand make them. Okay. It's actually a bummer. Do you think the people who will eventually read this article will go, I wonder if the author was thinking about sit and spin while doing this? They'll definitely know. If I Google sit and spin, I get like a child's toy that looks suspiciously like a butt plug. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, let's figure out where we were. So nuclear is tough because of just how goddamn complex it all is. Oh, I was gonna do, okay, hold up. Let me do this part first. I actually have to research both. I did not know that. Damn. Okay, well. Oh my god, I'd already researched it. Because of this node. Whoops. That's all right. Okay. So last time we were working on nuclear, we had decided that I probably needed to cart water on a train from over by all this water right here. But then we had decided that the nuclear situation, I did not know where to build things. So all right, chat, give me 2 minutes to just bury my head in this problem and see what I can figure out. So, we get waste from running uranium fuel rods through nuclear power plants. That waste can be turned with silica, currently on the bus. And nitric acid, definitely not on the bus, into, with sulfuric acid, be turned into non-fissile uranium and water. I think where we had determined all of this was we are going to need a water, we're going to need a fluid bus. On that fluid bus is going to need to be water. The whole description for water in this game says it's water. It's corn. Is there some significance of the coffee that's always present and full? Just for funsies? It's for funsies, but also productivity, because nothing signifies productivity like drinking coffee in the morning. And you gotta be productive in this world, because otherwise your corporate overlords will get very mad at you. Nitric acid we'll need on the bus. That requires nitrogen gas. Which requires, nitrogen gas, water, and iron plates. We're just going to have to put all of this on the bus. Sulfuric acid requires sulfur and water, and we do not have sulfur on the bus. That's for sure. But we could bring it. Let's just assume we put all this shit on a vertical bus. If we do that, we need water. We need sulfuric acid, which requires sulfur on the bus. We need what I was just talking about, which is nitric acid. At that point, we will have, which means we need nitrogen gas. I'm assuming nitrogen gas can also be, it says packaged, which is weird. I wonder if I can put nitrogen gas on a train. Nitric acid requires water, nitrogen gas, iron plate. Like they're called like fluid trains, right? Oh boy. What's your thought for today regarding likely progress, Ryan? Nuclear power working today? Not just 1 watt, but at least one power plant producing automated power. I honestly don't know that we'll even get that far, Shammy. I hope so. I hope so. Are you thinking for a prediction or what? Hi, Cassie. How's it going? Happy Monday. I hope you had a great Mother's Day. Here's why I'm not even sure we're going to get that far. I think my number one step is going to be to build another part of this bus that has fluid, carries fluid. And I want to try and get the entire uranium, plutonium thing automated before I run before I go back to setting up nuclear power plants. Because some of them are going to run on these and some of them are going to run on these, it sounds like. So, it produces radioactive plutonium waste. We're just going to have the same fucking problem when we're done with this, which is that there's going to be a new waste. Hi, Cassie. Welcome in. Okay, give me 2 more minutes, chat, to walk through the rest of this. So if I... Oh, yeah, front seat question, actually. Front seat question. Can I put nitrogen gas on a freight car? Yes or no? Front seat question. Yes? Perfect. Perfect. That's great news. Okay, so we're going to need nitrogen gas train and water train, I think, to add them to the bus. So what else? Let's just go through the list. If we're building a fluid bus, the fluid bus should have all the fluids on it that we might need. What are the fluids? Water, sulfuric acid, nitric acid. I don't know that we're going to bring fuel all the way down here because we kind of, and or like heavy oil residue, because we kind of have our own situation making plastic and rubber. We could potentially bottle some of that up if we needed to. Fuel, again, if it's not related to plastic or rubber, I think, if it is, I think it can stay over there. Crude oil gets turned into those things. Could also be used in some other stuff. Other liquids, there's water. Liquid biofuel. That can be made with just water and something else. I also don't know what it's used for other than just fuel. So, don't know that I need it. Other liquids. Turbo fuel, we can probably just keep it over there. Related to fuel. Alumina solution. Alumina solution, as long as it is only used in the alumina problem that we have. It's not. It's also used to make batteries. So we might have a problem with batteries. I'm going to put question mark, alumina solution. We might have to find a way to train alumina solution back to the bus, which could be interesting. Sulfuric acid we just talked about. Sulfur and water. Nitrogen gas we're going to work on, which makes nitric acid. Done. And that's all the liquids. Okay, cool. Comma, by the way, I bet. Cassie says horse, by the way. All right. I think a fluid bus makes sense. Let's work on a fluid bus. Let's do it. We're going to see how well this works. Could be a real pain in my asshole. Archaic Duck is back home, by the way. Okay, so you can use this current blueprint and break it. As long as we save it as something else. Vertical bus 5 fluid. Save blueprint. Okay. Oh boy, what do you guys want to talk about today, chat? The world's our oyster. I've got just a bunch of designing of stuff to do in the game right now, so I feel pretty confident that we can do anything. Please save a new blueprint so you don't override. Yeah, exactly. Good plan, right? Pipeline floor hole. I've been watching Critical Role, Campaign 1. Talked with Carly a little bit about that, but I don't know if we have any other Critical Role fans in chat. Sorry, critters in chat. Okay, so that works pretty well. That works according to plan. My thought here is just make it like this. Any thoughts on when the next book club will be? It's a great question. Where the fuck does the time go? I really thought we were gonna be... I thought I was gonna... Was it last week that I was gonna have a book club selection for you? I think it was last week. Oh, man. Damn. I don't know. Hopefully soon. I gotta figure out what exactly to suggest for books. Where's the time go? I love Critical Role. I'm rewatching Campaign 2. I'm watching Campaign 1 currently. From the very beginning. Bad audio. Extra cast members included. Good news is I took the day off work today. Bad news is I took the day off to do dental work. Oh, boy. That's crazy. Are you qualified to do dental work, or... That's a bad joke. I'm sorry. Okay, so I think the way I have to do this, because assuming we know everything we need to know from whatchamacallit, from our other blueprints, then we can't actually connect this. We can connect to this one. So every single time we go up a level, we're going to have to do this. Oh, shit. This should be Mark 2. Mark 2. And it should probably also be like... We'll just do auto. Hi, burrito salad. What episode are you currently on? I'm currently on episode like 22 of Campaign 1, Critical Role. I'm really enjoying it. They just had Will Wheaton on as a guest. It was funny. This blueprint is going to be wacky. Wacky, wacky. Will Wheaton. How do I want to do this? Hey, speaking of Critical Role, am I right? I'm not a huge fan of Will Wheaton, so I skipped a lot of that episode. I'll be honest with you. I was just sitting here being like, Will Wheaton was just on, so that was funny. And I was like, honestly, Will Wheaton was not the highlight of that episode for me. I don't dislike him. It was just like, is 2 correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually liked the other guest episode better, though. It had 2 other guests the week before that. I don't know. It's all fun, though. I miss Will's tabletop. Was that Will Wheaton DMing? Because he references that a lot during the during the thing. I liked him on tabletop. I haven't seen him on anything else. Does he DM during tabletop? Sorry, did I just ask that? He ran a board game show. Gotcha. Gotcha. Largely why I got into board games. That's neat. I'm excited to see, you know, I'm excited to get to some, like, Campaign 2 or Campaign 3 Critical Role stuff. For now, I'm just really, really enjoying watching the, like, it's week 2 of Critical Role on Geek and Sundry. Oh my god, there's 7,000 people watching. Oh my god. We read every donation at the end of the stream. There is simply no way we can continue to do this week after week. It's just really funny to be like, they had no idea that they had struck solid gold, huh? You'll get there in approximately 16 years. Okay, here's my thought here. If we do it this way, it looks clean. That's my entire thought. It's not going to look super clean because we got to, like, line this shit up. But this is going to be such a pain in the fucking ass to make look good. Holy cow. The good news is I can do all of that off camera. But these don't go automatically where you want them to go. Are they facing the right way? They are. So this is going to be so annoying to line up. I love board games, but I don't get to play them much, sadly. I feel like that is the nature of the board game hobby. I feel, and Mars, correct me if I'm wrong. Mars is the expert / maybe others in chat, but like I feel like the nature of the board game hobby is I have a game, I want to play it. I don't have anybody to play it with or time to play it with. Time to play it. I don't have anybody to play with because board game people are all nerds and they don't have friends. Kidding. As somebody who's played a board game with Mars and would say I'm his friend, this is going to be so fucking annoying to set up. I may not need to do one of these every time. I want to play so many more board games I never get to. Yeah. Blueprints has some board game vibes. I bet they could make a good board game out of Blueprints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 4. You got to assume it's 4 because these are called foundations 4 meters. It's 32 feet or 32 meters, sorry. These apparently give you 50 meters of lift. I may ask some fluid questions here. Chat, front seat question. If you know fluid dynamics in this game, is one pump going to be enough to lift fluids between 2 floors to the next pump? Does that make sense? Is one pump per pipe going to be able to take care of this entire... Eventually it's going to be like this. Eventually it's going to be like this. Up to like there. Front seat question, yes or no? Count it. I already did. It's just that I wanted to double check my understanding of fluid dynamics. It's 50 meters per pump, but hazy. Okay, let me rephrase the question. Is one pipeline pump Mark II enough to go 30 if I keep chaining them together every 2 floors, if I keep chaining them together? Is it enough to keep a pipe full, quote unquote? Yes or no? Is that a better phrasing or is that a worse phrasing? Is it enough to keep a pipe full? Hazy. Oh boy. One doesn't just know fluid dynamics in this game. I know, right? Also, Infamous just says, Ryan, I watched Parlor Room episode 2. On Dropout, Vic's drawn on mustache a la Phil Hartman was great. Oh my god, that episode is so funny. I thought about it so much. Parlor Room is really funny. Really, really good. Oh boy, still hazy. Oh boy. Okay. Well. That sucks. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to do 2 of them because doing 2 of them would be annoying. This one I can blueprint. This one I cannot blueprint because I can't. Although I guess I don't know if pipes will do it. I do know that belts won't do it. So hold up one second. That there. No! Why does it delete you both? Why does it delete you both? No! Why do you delete both? Shammy, I appreciate that, but I'd call that backseaty though, right? Not in a way that I'm mad about, but like, it's really funny. Oh boy, I don't know how to think about this. You're good, you're good. Exclamation hazy is funny. To then be followed by, you should know the answer if you just think it through. I already did think it through. I'm just asking for confirmation. Oh, I can rethink it through, I guess. That's why I did the math. I did 50. I can answer this question differently. I can answer this question. I'm going to ask the question differently. If you were building this blueprint and you had to build this blueprint, if you had to do a vertical bus like I'm doing, if you had to do this, would you, this is basically what I'm getting at, would you do a pump every 2 floors or a pump every 1 floor to guarantee as much movement as possible? Front seat question. Answers are 1 or 2 only. 1 or 2. Would you do a pump every single floor, or would you do a pump every 2nd floor? Every single floor? I don't want that to be the answer, though. I don't want it to be the answer. Fuck! Still hazy? No, it's not hazy. What would you do? I get it. I get that it's hazy. But if it had to be you, if you had to pick one, pick one. Pick one, 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 pick one. Pick one. If you had to put 2 pumps or 1 pump, 2 pumps or 1 pump. Restarting the question. 2 pumps or 1 pump. Can't say without backseating? No, you could say 2 or 1. You could just type 1 or 2. 2 or 1. And I'm saying you could backseat. 1 or 2, Chad. Just it's a 1 or 2. It's a 1 or 2. I forced them into answering my question. Oh, thank God. He's officially lost it? Yeah, and the fucking nuclear is going to make me do it. Cool. That's good. That's the answer I wanted. Did you feel bullied into answering the way that I wanted you to? I think I actually shook my camera a little bit, and I kind of fucked up the angle. So that's funny. Oh my God, it's getting hot in here. Okay, good. Well, good. This is the answer that I wanted because I want to just be able to stamp them down and then pump it up. Pump up the jam. Pump it up. So. Knuffles? Oh, dear fucking Christ. Oh, I'm going to have an aneurysm. This game's going to give me an aneurysm. It's going to give me an aneurysm. Okay. Here's what I got to do. Oh boy, wrong way. Here's what I got to do. We need to take these and mark them. Put 49 down here. I don't actually have to mark them right now. I just want it to say 49 so that I know what floor I'm starting with. We'll go here. Those are all connected on the inside, so they don't need to be connected on the outside. When I stamp this down, I'll have to run pipeline mark 2 up. This is fine. This is 5. Save. Done. Grab it. Go. I think I will probably want to put this down. Starting from the bottom. Now we here. But I don't know that I will start adding fluids until later, because I think the honest way to do this is to add fluids at the bus. Or at the train. Are there any exceptions to that? Currently, I don't think so. I can bust literally everything else in. And I can run pipes this way. Add them to the thing. So I think what we'll do... Oh, boy. Don't do that. Don't do that. Is just start up... is just start here, but not build it there because of time and resource constraints. If I start building it, I won't be able to build this up here for forever. Then right here, right here, blueprint bus, 5 fluid. That should be right. The drones are no longer on the outside, which is a little funny, but oh well. Oh boy. Truly the only streamer I'll watch play something I don't understand. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Can't wait to hear about the spoiler discussions conversation on this day. All right, let's just keep adding it. And so let's test it real quick. Missing 300 iron plate. Oh, that was satisfying to look at. So what we would do, every time we stamp one of these down, we just go like this. Funny thing about this is fluid dynamics is different than a belt and or a lift. So we actually probably don't want pipe just running downhill from our position at the top. So we may not actually add more of these below. Best of luck, Mars. Best of luck. I'm sorry you're dreading it. Ryan's the only streamer to ever stream a game he doesn't understand either. Listen. Listen. RIP to these things, man. I really did not end up using them at all. Okay, the angle here is a little funny, but okay, if we're gonna do that, we do have to connect them via here. And there. We'll need to figure out how to bring it in as well. So, like right here. Let's do it right here. It's going to be where fluid enters the... Yep, is where fluid enters the thing. So actually... Pipeline wall hole? Bunch of these here. We're so early at all this, we can kind of draft it, and then we can fix it if we need to later. Honestly, that fluid dynamics conversation reminded me a little bit of the train conversation that we had early in this game, where it's like some mechanics in the game are actually a little like inexact to be asking front seat questions about, where it's like you can ask a front seat question, but you might be better off just instead asking if you were doing this, chat, how would you do it? Because getting to a super clear understanding of how it actually works is difficult. And why is that facing the wrong way? Well, that explains the snuffles. Fuck! Well, that explains that. Okay, so good news now. I have to redo all that shit. Wait, so how do I rotate? Oh, I was rotating it instead of... Oh, my lord. I think maybe you should just do trains. Rotating it just switches the direction, which means this is always going to be ugly because the power's always going to be on the other side. Fuck. This just proves you should always make liquids into a physical item in this game. Constantly. Any factory game, if it's going to let you do fluid dynamics, don't. Don't. The developer doesn't actually want you to do fluid dynamics. They want you to take the fluid, turn it into a solid, and then play the game that way. Don't do it. Don't fall in the trap. No, I built that one upside down. What the fuck? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It won't even... Oh, no. There we go. It's so ugly. I don't care. At what point do you... Chat, at what point do you... if you're making something that is mostly just going to be seen or used by you... You're making something, organizing something. What's the cutoff for where you stop making it organized? Like, how organized is organized enough for you? Does that make sense as a question? That's probably the better way to phrase it. Right at the beginning. The minute that it's functional, right at the start. That would have been an amazing moment, Shammy. I'm so happy I discovered it early. I make it messy, then I usually hide the mess. the reason I ask, I feel like I've done, the longer and longer we've gotten, I feel like and partially because it's why I signed up to play a game like this, but I feel like I've tried my best to make things look neat. Of course, it's not just for myself. I'm also streaming it and recording it and all that shit, but like, I think I've kind of tried vaguely hard to make it look neat. But there does come a point where I'm like, that's not worth the time. You know? That's not worth the time it'll take to fix or to make it look nice or to to route it around. I think it's right here. Can I build 3? Can I build 4? No. I do like the way the vertical bus looks from a distance. I'm super proud of the way it looks from a distance. I'm also, minus this outside, you know, this eyesore on the back, which maybe I'll fix someday. I don't know. Oh, if we were to fix it, what would we do? I have an idea immediately. Is that the largest billboard I can put on it? I was going to say we should sell out the entire thing. I'm about to do pixel art. What is this vertical bus for, if I may ask? Now, that's a hard question to ask. When you say, what is it for, what do you mean? When you say, what is it for? I don't know what that means. What is it for? It is my factory. It's my factory. What is it for? I don't know. What's your house for? Living in? It makes everything. I mean, it doesn't make everything because I did a whole bunch of dicking around before I did it. But at this point, I would say it makes 80% of things. At least in terms of their value. Probably not in terms of their quantity. Are you telling me that I could actually make pixel art out of this if I wanted to? How do I make it completely clear? Like completely monochrome. No, that's not what I want. I understand. So the background is truly... So, hold up. So background, what if you did like... radial gradient? I'm trying to see if I could do pixel art here. But I can't change the background. Next 80 hours is going to be pixel art. You're acting like it's obvious, but to many of us, it's not. You look like you're in the state of perpetual building with no rhyme or reason. I mean, here's what my vertical bus does. The game gives you resources that are more raw, resources that are like directly out of the ground. Coal. You can turn those into slightly more advanced resources like iron ingots. You take iron, you put it through one step, you turn it into an ingot. You can take that and make it into slightly more, combine it with other things, more complex reinforced iron plates. Each of these items is a product, aka it is the thing created, but it is also an ingredient. So reinforced iron plates is made from 2 things, but also is used in making 6 things, 10 things, 12 things. So because in games like this, you take an item and make it into another item, that item is used in multiple items. Those items are used in multiple items. You combine all of these resources in one place, which are these belts, which then feed into the vertical bus, these vertical things, so that at any time, it's kind of like a kitchen. Like it's like my spice rack. If I need to go make a meal, I have a completely labeled, every single resource I could possibly need here, available. And I have a clean cutting board to work on right here. This is my new clean cutting board, and then 1 floor up is another clean cutting board. To what end? I mean, that's the like, what's the game's goal question. So the vertical bus is just basically to achieve the game's goal. What is the game's goal? I still don't know. I'm just doing whatever So, I mean, on the one hand, there's a couple ways to answer it. On the one hand, we are the one surviving person put on this planet in order to extract resources, to send resources up through our space elevator to space, where they will then get used for some purpose to help our people back home, to save the day, whatever that means, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we got to send resources up this ship. In order to send the resources, you need better resources. You need a better factory that can handle those resources, that can make higher quality items. So we're doing that. To what end or like why? Mostly because we can or because it exists. Like I think I think one of the honest, more honest and vulnerable answers for a lot of factory games is like, oh, but why are you doing that? Or like, but to what end? Mostly because you can. Like the developers have built. So in the way that Blueprints is puzzles, right? Satisfactory is puzzles. The puzzle is iron, one of the most basic resources, is used in this. It's used twice in a lot of these in different ways. It's used in like every item. We have to take that iron, build it into a million different resources. That's part of the puzzle. Make all those resources combine back together to make new things. That's part of the puzzle. The developers make it more complicated by the ratios and stuff. Like an item that I'm making right now that is pretty complex with the alumina. Like you take 12 of one resource, 18 of another, makes 12 and 5. Those numbers matter. And part of the puzzle is how you get these numbers to make more sense, to work more efficiently, to work so that you're not wasting power, so that you're not wasting resources, so that you're not... So, like, to what end? I don't know. To make the numbers look pretty, mostly. Mostly to make those numbers look pretty, so that we can send stuff up there. I still haven't reached the, like, final... There's, like... I haven't reached the, like, final goal of the game. Like, the goal... They give you objectives, which is to basically ship certain resources off of the what's this stuff down here, off of the planet. We've hit a lot of these, a ton of them, but I'm only on tier 8, aka phase 3, and there is a whole nother phase 4, aka tier 9, to complete, and I'm not there yet. So I don't know. It's I don't know what the end is yet. To what end? Because I'm not there yet. In the meantime, like, it kind of in the way that, like, in Blueprints, I know that my goal is to find Redacted. And I know that one of the mechanics of that is that Redacted shift around. But I don't know really, like, I don't know. I guess I kind of know, like, why are you there in Blueprints? Well, because the game told me that I'm there because of this set of events happened. In this game, it's like, well, Earth needs saving, and so I need to send resources up there. The vertical bus is just basically like, these are our solutions to the puzzles of this game. The puzzles of this game are to make electromagnetic control rods. You need 3 stators and 2 AI limiters. To make each of those, you need this and this. To make each of those, you need this and this. Like, it's just basically our answers to each of those puzzles that when we stack on top of each other, we are allowed to solve more puzzles. Yeah, it's one way of organizing our puzzle answers, whereas this was also another way of organizing our puzzle answers. I like this method way better. It allows us to solve puzzles much more quickly. This was nice, but it allowed us to solve puzzles in a different way. In a more visual way, but less efficient and quick. Seems like a multiple person job. I joke, it does seem absurd to send one person to a planet to harvest resources. You can play the game multiplayer, and other people do. But yeah. Yeah, it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. The good news is you have all this incredible technology at your hand. Like I can just stamp down a whole part of my factory just with the click of a single button. Of course, to earn that ability, that technology, you have to do research and solve certain puzzles, and that unlocks new tools for you to then solve it better, et cetera, et cetera. What was I doing before this? I think I was hooking... Yeah, I was hooking these up. Yeah. Eva said I'm not allowed to play this with him because I wouldn't be organized enough, and I would be too focused on the creatures and trying to decorate the factory. I honestly... Speaking of the like multiplayerness of this, multiplayer? Did I say that wrong? Multiplayer? Markiplier? What the fuck's happening? Am I saying it wrong? The Markiplier of it? On the topic of the Markiplier of it, I think you gotta have the exact right person in your corner to play it with, because otherwise you would lose your mind and get really mad at him. Yeah. We should be on auto right now. Not that it matters. It's like what I'm doing right this second, right? What I'm doing right this second, you're like, what does this have to do with anything? What does this have to do with sending resources up to the thing? So part of, well, I guess one way I could phrase it is this. If you were to just tackle your next step at any time without any sort of forethought in this game, you would be constantly running out of space and constantly learning that the resource you need is on the other side of the map and is already being used by something else. And so then you have to restart the problem kind of from square one. When I need more iron, that basic resource that you need from everything, I have to go find iron, smelt it. First off, grab it out of the ground, smelt it, turn it into this, turn it into this, turn it into this. Then I can get to the problem that I was solving. What the vertical bus does is it just takes like the first 10 steps out of that problem every single time. However, I do have to design the vertical bus. So right now I'm designing the road that takes us to where we need to go to solve the puzzle much easier. The road itself, all of a sudden, I've done 1 million physical items on the bus. These are all physical items that get lifted up the bus. Electromagnetic control rods, uranium something, all clad aluminum. Now the road, has to also take fluids. So now I have to design the road to have like an extra feature on it, and then I have to build the road, which is what I'm doing currently, so that it will chuck fluids and allow me to solve the next problem that has a fluid, because fluids are more complicated. I just did the thing down there that I didn't need to do, which is I need to do the wall outlet again. I totally get like if you're watching a factory game, I totally get looking at it and being like, what the hell are you doing right now? And what in the fuck does that have to do with anything else you've done in the game as of yet? I totally get that. I have the knowledge because I've played it for 190 hours so far and been here for every second of it. Whereas you are hopping in or hopping out or talking to chat about blank and potentially missing some of that context. But I've been here for every agonizing fucking second.